guys and Grinders, my name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 29 of our Terraria Infernum rogue-only playthrough. And gamers, I really, truthfully do not have that much to yap about in the beginning of this video. So, if you didn't watch last episode, go ahead and go watch. What we did is we defeated the Profane Guardians, which low-key, they were a challenging fight. One of, in my opinion, the best Infernum mode fights so far. I mean, like, all the changes to their fight was amazing. I thought their fight was insanely fun. However, a little bit hard, and I think the reason it was a little bit hard is because technically, obviously here in our boss checklist, they're before Dragonfolly, but I think technically in progression, you're actually supposed to do Dragonfolly as, like, the first boss of post-Moonlord, and then the Profane Guardians after. Although, like, realistically, I actually, you know what, I don't even think that would really matter much, because Dragonfolly pretty much only drops us these effulgent feathers here, however you say that, and you know what, nah, to be fair, Dragonfolly probably is supposed to be first because you can also make a new armor set with like the Dragonfolly drop. However, in our case, this is like a magic and kind of like an all-around armor set. We're not going to be putting that on because, again, we're specifically the rogue class. We got to stick with our rogue class armor. Which means that in this episode today, what we are going to do is go ahead and take down Dragonfolly and also possibly some more other bosses. And with that being said, we can just get straight into our episode to-do list. So the first thing we want to do is just straight up fight and take down Dragonfolly, which I really don't foresee being too terribly hard of a fight. I could obviously be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. And then after that, we have like a bit of a branching path situation. We can do a few things. So technically after Dragonfolly and the Profane Guardians, you're supposed to just go straight into the Providence fight. That's what our boss checklist says. You just go straight into Providence. However, only 2 more bosses down is this Stormweaver. And like, obviously it says here it's a real boss. Technically, this is more kind of like a mini-boss situation, so it might look scary on our episode to-do list that after Dragonfolly, I want to fight Stormweaver and not go into Providence, which should be our next boss, because Stormweaver specifically has a drop that I think could help us a lot. If we take a look at my recipe browser here, you guys can see we have actually been getting these unholy essences, and with these, we can't really do anything yet. However, there's this weapon, the Twisting Thunder. You guys can see down here, the crafting recipe really isn't that complicated. The only thing we don't have are these armored shells. And now you probably understand where I'm going with this already. You get armored shells from beating the Stormweaver. And realistically, we might be able to beat the Stormweaver, which means we could craft the Twisting Thunder weapon, which you guys can see, 1800 rogue damage. It fires a lightning bolt to electrocute enemies. The lightning bolt travels faster while it's raining, summons lightning from the sky on impact, and stealth strikes summon more lightning and travel faster. That sounds really cool. I don't know, so I figured let's spice it up a little bit, dude. Let's see if maybe we can do a little bit of skipping around at least Providence, try and fight ourselves the Stormweaver first, and then maybe go back to Providence. Obviously, that all depends on if Stormweaver's actually not going to be too crazy challenging of a boss, because Providence is technically the next boss we're supposed to do. But that's pretty much what we got. If we can fight Stormweaver, then we can do Twisting Thunder, and honestly, maybe even the Ceaseless Void. I put that up here. If we can straight up take down Stormweaver, then low-key, we can probably also take down Ceaseless Void. And then after all of that, we can go back and fight Providence. So that is going to be our plan. Gamers, with that being said, let's go ahead and fight Dragonfolly. So before we get into the actual Dragonfolly fight, there is one thing that I quickly want to test first. It says in our boss checklist that you have to spawn Dragonfolly in the jungle. It says use the exotic pheromones, which I already grabbed myself, in the jungle. I don't know if you need to fight him in the jungle though, because maybe we can like spawn him in the jungle and then take him back here into our like regular arena. Or if not, then we can use our like Plaguebringer Goliath arena down here, which should be enough space. I'm not really too sure. So before we, I guess, do anything else, I don't know why I'm going down into my arena down there. Let's try and spawn this guy in here. So there we go. And now, ooh, all right, damn, that's a cool attack already. And let's just fly away and see if he enrages. I don't know how I'm going to tell if he enrages or not. I guess we'll just play it by ear, but let's see. We're about to exit the jungle. He doesn't seem mad. I don't know, it seems like he's fine. I mean, we're here in my arena, so it's fine, I guess. We can fight him over here. I guess so. I'm not really too sure. All right, this guy's attacks are really cool already. Although I gotta say, they don't seem too hard to dodge, so I feel like, yeah, this probably was the intended first boss after Moonlord, which I think it normally is in, like, Calamity progression. We just did the Profane Guardians first for some reason, but, you know, it's still really cool. I suppose we can start attacking this guy in that case. You know what? He is doing a good amount of damage. I'll give him that. He's doing a lot of damage. And also, I did forget to put on my dash. Let me go ahead and do that. Now I can actually dash around. God damn. You know what? We can just do it in the jungle. I don't know if he was enraged or not. I don't really think he was, but whatever. I guess the same thing. Let's go ahead and spawn this guy in. I don't know, his attacks don't seem that bad right now, but maybe that's just because, like, you know, first phase and there's more phases. I'm not really too sure. Damn, you know what? My movement speed is super slow right now. I think I probably should put on the Celestial Tracers. Yeah, that doesn't seem like that bad of a fight. I mean, we got it down like, what, halfway? I don't think he did a phase transition or anything, but we probably actually can take him down in like the next few attempts, I'm gonna be honest. Music's going off. I'm that confident. We're gonna spawn this guy in, and low-key, this might even be the attempt. Who knows? But I did put back on my Celestial Tracers, so movement speed is feeling a lot better. Ah, I got too greedy. I gotta give him credit. It is a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating. I think we honestly still have it probably under the double digits of attempts. Oh, what? Dude, no! I don't know why. Like, I really don't know why. I didn't expect him to have a third phase. Listen, I know I'm playing Calamity Infernum. This is what, episode 29, almost 30 episodes into this, and I didn't expect a final phase? Yeah, my bad. Bro, what do you do there? What are you supposed to do? The lasers are coming down. Do the lasers not? Ah, fuck me. Me, when I have an aneurysm, what I was trying to say is I think the lasers in that third phase are kind of like a red herring, and you can kind of fly through them because, like, you see the red outline to where the laser is gonna be, and then it actually, like, waits a minute before the laser comes down. So I think you can fly through those, and your main goal in that, like, first part of the third phase is to just avoid Dragonfolly because he does a ton of contact damage. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Wow! Oh my god, I honestly can't help but feel like I got a little bit lucky at the end. Honestly, the final laser attack that he did probably should have killed me. I think I got a little bit lucky with like a shadow dodge or something from one of my potions, but you know what, dude? We did it, and wow, that's actually crazy. A jungle creeper killed me. What I was gonna say is we did it in the first attempt that I hammered these platforms to make it a little bit easier to dodge things, because as you guys know, if you have regular platforms, you like get stunned a little bit before you then continue going down, but if you hammer them, you can just fall straight through and you don't lose any speed or anything, so it's very helpful. Oh my god, is a jungle creeper gonna kill me again, bro? Get me the fuck out of the jungle, bro, damn! I would still say, as a whole, I think that was a little bit more difficult than I anticipated it being. However, that was still pretty easy. I mean, we took, what, like, was that 5 attempts or something? I don't really know. That was pretty good. Put down the Dragonfolly relic, dude. Hell yeah. And we can go ahead and open up the treasure bag, which actually I don't really think has much for us besides those feathers. I was looking again at, like, Dragonfolly's drops. He does have, like, weapon drops, like you guys can see back here. He only has, like, melee range, that's it. And I guess, okay, he has a magic. He has a few weapons. None of them are rogue. We open this up. I mean, yeah, we got like a magic weapon. We got, oh, you know what? I didn't know he had an increase of the rage duration by a second, so definitely slap that on, dude. Hell yeah. And we got 57 of these affluent feathers. the efflugant feathers. I'm high-key still not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but there we go. We can make all this stuff. I suppose, would it be worth it to even look at this armor to see if it's good at all? I don't actually think it is. Oh, you know what? We still need Ascendant Spirit Essence. We can't, I don't think, make that yet until after we defeat the DOG. So you know what? Never mind. That doesn't matter. Now, for the most part, there's not really much in here that we can craft. Like, obviously, this is a ranged weapon. This is a magic weapon. The armor is useless to us. However, these two things might be good. The first thing is this Blunder Booster. This is going to be probably really good for us. 12% increased rogue damage and 50% rogue velocity. Generates stealth 10% faster. And then it summons a red lightning aura to surround the player and electrify nearby enemies. And I can press a button to consume 25% of your maximum stealth and perform a swift upwards or diagonal dash, which leaves a trail of lightning bolts. I don't know if the dash is good. I definitely want it for the increase of like damage and velocity. And also that red lightning aura sounds really cool, so we're definitely going to make this and check it out. And also, there's this Incendent Insignia, which increases flight time by 30%, which is already pretty good. Increases movement and jump speed at 10%, and acceleration by 1.1 times. Pretty sure this will stack with my Magiluminescence here, which is already giving us increased like movement and acceleration and stuff like that. So both of those together might be very good. That one's probably going to be a bit more situational, because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to need the increase in movement speed. But either way, we're definitely going to craft this Blunder Booster. So let's go ahead and put everything in our crafting interface here. And the first thing we're actually going to craft is the Rune of Cost. I believe, yeah, the Rune of Cost, which this just allows us to summon the Stormweaver and like those other 3 mini bosses. And filtering by equipment, I believe it just should be here somewhere, or maybe not. I mean, it was called the Blunder, so we can like search up Blunder. I'm pretty sure we do have everything we need to make it. Do we not have the Plague Fuel Pack? Okay, well, this is just a drop from the Plague Bringer Goliath, so we can just buy a treasure bag and get that. All right. Okay, well, that's interesting. My operator here is not actually selling any modded treasure bags besides Dragonfolly. Not sure why that is. I mean, you can tell from the boss checklist, you know, I have bosses defeat... Whoa, hold on. Why is the Slime God not... Why is the Aquatics... What the fuck? Did something get corrupted with this world? Yeah, what the fuck? Like, half of these bosses... Interesting. All of the Calamity bosses say they're not defeated. Oh, that's so weird. That must be because, like, I'm constantly switching around my mods and stuff because I have multiple Let's Plays going on that maybe something with Calamity just got messed up with the boss checklist. Okay, I mean, either way, we have all of these bosses done and Dragonfolly's checked off. I guess we'll go fight the Plague Bringer Goliath again for real, which should be easy because we're way past it in progression and hopefully get the drop. You know, what's interesting is it also doesn't show any of these bosses in the boss log, but like if I click on one like the Aquatic Scourge, it still has like the attempt amount and like the, I guess this one doesn't have the fight record or hits received. I thought like Giant Clam or like Crabulon or something. Yeah, Crabulon has like 24 hits received, the fight duration and stuff. That's super weird that like it's showing that I gave attempts to these bosses. It's just not updating that I defeated any of them. Super weird. And after all that, it's not even dropped by the Plague Bringer Goliath. It's dropped by one of these mini Plague Bringers. All right, gamers, so I got myself the Silent Blunder Booster. Already it looks really cool. I bound the dash to X. That's probably a good keybind for it. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'll be using it that much because it consumes my stealth, and I'm going to be using my stealth for, obviously, my weapons. But let's go ahead and try it out. So I think it goes diagonally up, right? Oh, shit. Oh, that's cool. And then these little particle effects, it looks like home in on enemies and stuff. You know what? Wow, that's really good. 25% stealth is really not as much as I thought it was. That's pretty good. That is really good. Also, I realized a flaw with putting it on the X keybind is that I can't press D and then also X because I had to crumple my thumb in a weird way. So definitely gonna have to move the keybind. I got myself the Rune of Cost, and what we have to do is we have to fly into the space layer to summon him in. But after we summon him in, we don't have to stay in the space layer. I'm pretty sure we can drag him back down into this arena, and I'm not sure if I was able to fly up high enough to be in the space layer. I think I was, right? We were like right here. If I do this, yeah, the Stormweaver is spawned in, dude. Hell yeah. Oh, he looks pretty cool. He looks smaller than I remember. I remember being way bigger than this. But you know what? Actually, I think that might be a second phase. He gets like bigger or something. I honestly do not remember. I don't think this is going to be, honestly, that hard of a fight. It's probably going to be, again, a bit of a learning curve because, like, this guy, it's an Infernum boss. Obviously, it's going to be a learning curve. So I guess we'll just give it some attempts and see if it's really going to be that bad. Also, low-key, is the dash, like, good? Should I be using the dash more? I cannot tell. I can't tell if it's doing enough damage. You know what? It completely fucked me using it there. Is the dash good? Is it good damage? Should I try and use that more? Also, I'm not sure if this will help, but I did grab myself the Aether Monolith, because this boss, like, turns into, like, nighttime. I think, actually, I don't know if he turns into nighttime, but he makes the sky, like, stormy. So maybe this will prevent the lightning from being super annoying as we're fighting this boss. It seems like it's working. All right, well, I guess sometime in the middle of that fight, I pressed the stop recording button, which I'm pretty sure I didn't do, but I mean, we didn't win. Either way, we didn't win. But I did figure out something about this dash that I hate, and that's bullshit, and that actually killed me, which is also the reason I lost the last attempt, which was, I guess, low-key a silver lining because I wasn't recording. But either way, I figured out that I was pressing A and then my dash button, which I turned to C, so I could dash to the left, right? So, like, usually, if you're moving in a direction, you press the dash button, you dash in that direction, right? That makes sense. However, this dash is stupid and sucks. If you're attacking in a particular direction, but I'm still holding the A button to dash to the left. Okay, well, you know what? That was a bad example because I don't have any stealth regeneration. So if I start throwing some stuff and then I press A and C to dash to the left, I dash to the right. I dash to wherever I'm throwing something, which sucks because that means I can't, like, attack and dash at the same time. Because look at that, like, the throw animation will always cause me to dash in that direction, even if I'm moving in the other direction. That sucks so much and that's the reason I died. I ran straight into his head. It was terrible. But other than that, I gotta say, I don't think this boss is actually gonna be that bad. I mean, that attempt that we just had was a really, really solid attempt. I think we can definitely take this guy down. God damn it, again, you see it fucks me up? I'm trying to use this dash because it's cool. I want to see if it does good damage, but every time I go to attack, it pushes me in the wrong direction. I just ram straight into him. Yeah, dude, like, oh, fuck this dash. Oh, man, we got into its second phase, though. That is progress. No, dude, no! I got a little bit fucked up using my slimy saddle. I, like, went down and kind of fucked myself and got hit. Oh, my God, that was so good, though. Is there no way to avoid that without doing the bullshit dash that I don't like? Because, like, I was going in the direction I feel like he wanted me to go in to dodge that, and it was just instant. There was no way I could avoid that. I genuinely have no idea how you're supposed to avoid that attack. Am I supposed to, like, stand still and then let him come to me and I'd, like, ram dash into him because the ram dash is invincible? Because, like, that just seems... It seems like there's no real way to go around that. I fucking hate this dash, dude. I hate it so much. God damn it. Fuck, I was gonna make the Ascendant Insignia instead of this stupid dash and put it on, but you need Ruinous Soul, so I need to have beaten the Poltergeist before I can make that thing. God damn it, I'm stuck with the dash. I don't fucking get it. What do you... Did I not ram dash in time? I felt like I did that time. Like, what the fuck? Fuck! I think I disturbed my neighbors with that scream, but, like, dude, God, this boss is the hardest, easiest boss I've ever fought. Like, it is easy as fuck. It's just, like, I don't understand the second phase. I don't. I know exactly what it is. It's the same as the first phase, just with those 2 added attacks. I just hate it. You know what? No. You know what I actually hate? This goddamn accessory. I don't know what it is. It just, I hate it. I hate it. It sucks. It messes me up. I don't like it. Fuck this accessory. Interesting. So during that last attempt, I figured something out. I was going about my normal attempts, right? Like, I flew up into space, I spawned the boss in, and I usually be using the Lunar Kunai, right? That's the weapon I'm choosing to use for this fight, because that has pretty good, like, homing in capabilities. Except that time, I misclicked the number 5 on my keyboard, and I selected 4, so I selected my Radiant Star weapon. And now, usually, I would expect this weapon to not be that good against this fight. Not because, like, it's not a good homing weapon, just because it has really low damage. However, this weapon sort of has kind of like a secret attack where, like, you throw the kunai, right, and it explodes. And you can see it's like a box explosion. Like, all of this, like, stardust is like is an explosion. If you hit an enemy with this explosion, then it summons falling stars on them to, like, just do more damage. And I realized if I hit the explosion on this worm enemy, every single segment of the worm counts as a new enemy. So it makes a ton of fallen stars. And if that happens, it does way more damage than these lunar kunai. So I think going forward, our plan is going to be to actually use the Radiant Star weapon and maybe even spam strike it too, because the spam strike, the only difference is the explosion is a lot smaller. But like, if I can hit with the explosion, then I'll do so much damage because each one of the worm segments will make a bunch more falling stars. Now it seems we've reached a new problem though, that like I can barely see all of his attacks because there are so many goddamn fallen stars. Like, look at this. Right now it's not too bad, but once I actually land a few hits on this guy, like the arena becomes insane. Like, I can't see anything. Like, look at this. What? That was bullshit. He was gonna appear like down here, and then when I dashed away, he teleported up here and then fucked me. What the hell? I just looked at the footage to confirm that was bullshit. And I'm absolutely right. Dude, I dashed away. The teleporter thing was down here because I dashed away. And then right when he teleported, the teleporter came up here. And then he came out of that teleporter and fucking hit me. That's such bullshit, dude. Dude, what? Oh my, I mean, first off, let's go. That was insane. I just locked in. Like, I don't know what else to say. I figured out the fight. I am pissed off that it took me that long to beat that boss. Like, genuinely, because that boss was not difficult. Like, God damn. I actually am so embarrassed. That was not a hard fight. That was a really cool fight. I actually really enjoyed it. I figured out the second phase, by the way. When he starts to do his teleport, it's kind of slow, the first one. The second one is faster. The third one is back to being slow. And then the fourth one, again, is fast. So you have to kind of, like, time your dodges with that. So what I ended up doing is I switched this to, like, be the mouse button instead of, like, the C button, because I don't honestly know why I put it on the keyboard. That was really stupid, because I have 2 free mouse buttons that I don't use anything with. So I put it on that, and that made me, like, be able to dodge that phase really easy. And that was, like, the only hard part about that fight. Like, genuinely, I am astonished. I'm astonished. I am bewildered that it took me that many attempts. You know what? Actually, how many attempts did that take me? I'm gonna guess 50? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Like, wow. Oh my God. Spot on, by the way. That was a great guess from me, but holy shit, dude. 50? Dude, 50 attempts? That is crazy. That is insane. Also, I still don't know why it's saying no fight duration or no hits received, because that's just wrong. Does it? It did update in here. I don't know what's going on with, like, the Calamity mod today. Like, for some reason, my, like, boss checklist and, like, my boss log down here is all messed up. I don't really know why. Well, gamers, we finally did it, which means we can go ahead and put down our Stormweaver relic. And if we open up the treasure bag, which we'll do in a second, we should get those cool new, whatever they're called, I forgot. Oh, and by the way, one more real quick thing. I did end up taking off my Asgard's Valor, which is my dash, and instead I put on the Transformer, which it's immunity to electrified, and I resist all electrical projectile and enemy damage, because the Stormweaver, like, some of his attacks are like electric based, so I figured if I ever got hit by them, I could like nullify some of the damage, bit of damage reduction with that. Opening up the treasure bag, we will be able to, what am I saying? Fuck. We got these. We got armored shells. We got the armored shells, which is exactly what we wanted. And with these armored shells, we should be able to finally make ourselves, where is it? The Twisting Thunder, which honestly at this point I'm just praying is a good weapon, because like that took way too long. Like it would suck if by the end of all that this was like a not good weapon. And it looks like we also got a bow, which is pretty cool. As far as I know, the Stormweaver, again, doesn't have a rogue weapon drop. I could be wrong, but I don't think he does. He has range. Obviously, he has a lot of range. Okay, nope, he just has all range weapon drops. You know what? That is totally fine, though, because we can just make ourselves the rogue weapon. And gamers, that is going to be the last thing we do in this episode. Unfortunately, fighting the Stormweaver took way longer than I anticipated, so I don't have much time left to record, but we will make the weapon and test it out, so let's do that right now. So we can pop everything in here. Also, look at that. We got some of these Supreme Healing Potions. That's going to be pretty helpful, and it should just be in the throwing thing. It looks like we can't make it quite yet. Why not? The Twisting Thunder, and all we need to do is make ourselves the Stormfront, whatever it is, and there, bam, there we go. We got this thing. Wow, 2,000 rogue damage. That is insane. Oh my god. So like I said earlier, it fires a lightning bolt to electrocute enemies. The lightning bolt travels faster while it is raining, which, whatever, cool. Summons the lightning bolt from the sky on impact, and stealth strikes summon more lightning and travel faster. I have no idea how it's gonna throw. Is it gonna be like a similar thing to this, where it kind of like throws out and then it's like a sentry almost? Oh, it's like a dagger kind of thing almost. Interesting. Can I see the lightning bolt? It goes through blocks. I thought what it was gonna be is like when it hit a tile, it would then explode into the lightning, but no, it looks like it has to hit an enemy. Whoa! Oh, that was a lot of lightning. That did good damage too. Oh, I'm so sorry, Enchanted Nightcrawlers, but I gotta use you for, wow. Damn, that's good. Oh, this seems cool. Okay, I am actually relieved that this seems like a good weapon. I was really scared it was gonna be some kind of like century-ish type weapon like this was, and I was not fucking with that. But nah, this thing is actually sick. I am back to being so happy that we did that, and then we take down the Stormweaver. And gamers, with that being said, that is gonna be all for this episode here today, which means in the next episode, we get to fight Providence with a weapon that, you know, technically we shouldn't have. A weapon that might be a little bit slightly stronger than Providence. So I'm looking forward to that. Gamers, with that being said, that is going to be all for this episode. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the normal YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.